Wallahi, today in this life, I will leave Ahmadiyya. Wallahi, I will become Sunni, I will become whatever you want me to be. If today you prove to me right now that Isa alayhi salam is not included in that ayah.
Then Mirza says, Jaisa ke Abu Hurairah. I says that as Abu Hurairah is another example. जो के गबी था, माज़अल्लाह. He says Abu Hurairah, who was a dumb person, okay? He says that after this ayah, all the companions, they agreed on the death of the prophets, right?
Yes.
So it's not, Umar is not alone. You agree with me?
Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu perhaps also believed that.
Okay, the issue of death of Isa alayhi salam is disputed. Mukhtalaf fi. People have different opinion. Then he said that majority said he has passed away. It means that minority said no. In this minority, you are acknowledging that examples of Umar are right. Then you have to acknowledge both of them are right. Or if you want to say no, Musa example was right, but the Isa one was not right, you need to prove that, because this is a very specific claim. Umar gave two examples. Example of Musa and example of Isa. None of the examples are challenged, rather the conclusion was challenged. I'm asking you that show me where is that in the text of the riwayah. I cannot just let you just say from your mind. I know that now you are panic. I can see that, but don't go back to something we agreed already, and this was the reason I get you agree on two things first. Number one, factual, and what is the opposite of factual?
Infactual.
No, fabrication.
It was Ijtihad.
No, fabrication. Ijtihad mean, okay, none of it. Words are very important. This was the belief of Umar. What was that? Isa has gone to skies alive and he will come back. Number one, this belief cannot be on the basis of Ijtihad. It could not have come from anything else. It must have come from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
So when Umar radiallahu anhu said, do not say he was killed, he has left like Musa alayhi salam left. Why did Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu at this specific point recite this ayah?
Excellent point. What was the discussion between Abu Bakr as-Siddiq and rest of the company? Or specifically, as you quoted specifically, what was the discussion happening between Abu Bakr and Umar? What was the discussion?
Umar radiallahu anhu said, do not say Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam has died. And Abu Bakr
so basically, can we agree both on this one, that Abu Bakr and Umar are discussing the point of death of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right?
Yes.
Good. Now you just mentioned that Umar said something. Umar gave few analogies, right?
Yeah, and one of them was Musa.
What did Umar say?
Umar radiallahu anhu, for example, he said, like Musa, and I'm not quoting verbatim, but like Musa alayhi salam went to his Lord, so did Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam go to his Lord. Now, do not say he has died. Yes.
So I tell you, we are getting, inshallah, baby. Wallahi, we are getting somewhere now. You said that Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu said that Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam has gone to his Rabb in the same way as Musa went to Mount Sinai, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did Umar just give this one example or some other as well?
I believe he gave another example as well, but I'm speaking about this.
No, wait. Quote that one as well.
I believe he also quoted he also made the example of Isa alayhi salam.
What did he say?
I'm not quoting verbatim again, but as far as I remember, that Isa alayhi salam went up, so did Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Yes.
Okay, so basically, for the sake of the viewers, the point of discussion between Abu Bakr and Umar is the death of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We both agree. Point number one. Point number two, Umar was giving some examples, and through those examples, he was establishing his point, right?
Yes. He was
okay,
trying to establish his point.
Good. Is it correct that Musa went to Mount Sinai and then came back to his nation? Is it correct or wrong?
Yes, he came back. Yeah.
Okay, which means that it's not that the examples, this is now very important point, brother. It's not that the examples Umar was giving are wrong. No, it is the conclusion which was being disputed. Agree?
Sorry, I don't understand your question. The conclusion.
If you on my humble request, if you just leave your book, pen, whatever you have in your hand, because I can see that noise. Yeah. If you just please focus on this one, because now I'm saying something very crucial. Okay? Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu was giving example, and through those examples he was drawing a conclusion. In examples, for example, he said that Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has gone to his Rabb in the same way as Musa went to Mount Sinai and then came back. And secondly, he gave the example that our Prophet has gone in the same way as Isa alayhi salam went to heaven and he will return. Basically, he was employing in these two. Now, what I'm saying is these two examples. For example, the example of Musa alayhi salam, it is in the Quran. So examples of Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, they are not being contested or challenged. His conclusion is being challenged, right?
So Umar, as you said, yes, radiallahu anhu, he was trying to back his position with these two examples, Musa alayhi salam and Isa alayhi salam. Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu refuted both of them with وَمَا مُحَمَّدٌ إِلَّا رَسُولٌ قَدْ خَلَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِ الرُّسُلُ. This is my point. This is in my favor.
Bibi, wait. Is it true or is it false that Musa alayhi salam went to Mount Sinai and then he came back?
It's true. He came back. I told you.
Now, wait. It means that the example Umar is giving, examples are not being contested, right?
Contested meaning what?
Challenged.
The example was challenged, 100%.
Okay. It means that when Abu Bakr spoke, when Abu Bakr gave the khutbah, did he cancel the examples of Umar?
Yes.
For example, listen the point carefully, okay? Was he saying that, no, Umar, you are wrong. Musa did not go to Mount Sinai and then came back?
No, he didn't say that.
So what I'm trying to say is, let's be honest, Abu Bakr is not refuting or not rejecting the examples Umar was given. He is not contesting or challenging the example. Rather, he's challenging the conclusion. And what was that? That Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has not passed away, right?
The example of Isa alayhi salam has been refuted by the fact that they
How?
saw the
No, not by the fact.
Muhammad.
No, Habibi, let's be logical. If you are saying that when Abu Bakr gave khutbah, he cancelled and refuted and said that no, it did not happen, then you have to cancel both of them. The example that then you have to acknowledge that Musa did not go to Mount Sinai and came back. But you cannot say that because it's correct. Understand my point. That example Umar was given, Abu Bakr did not challenge them. Because if you will say he did challenge, then you have to say he challenged both of them and he refuted both of them. If you want to say, no, he refuted one of them, not the other, you have no evidence for that. Because you are quoting Abu Bakr. At this time, we are discussing Abu Bakr.
Yeah, so my point is not right now to disprove that he physically went up. It's to prove that he died. Let me assume, for the sake of argument, okay, Isa alayhi salam physically went up. This was the belief of Umar radiallahu anhu. Okay, for the sake of argument, Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu refuted Umar radiallahu anhu by saying, no, Muhammad alayhi salam is only a messenger. If you used to worship him, know that he has died certainly. If you worship Allah, Allah does not die. And then he quoted, وَمَا مُحَمَّدٌ إِلَّا رَسُولٌ قَدْ خَلَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِ الرُّسُلُ. Why did he quote this? The full context gives away that Khalid in that ayah is to comfort the Sahaba. As you said, yes, the Sahaba min qablihi Muhammad alayhi salam all have passed away, as in died or were killed. And then furthermore, Umar alayhi salam also accepted this. He himself started reciting the ayah. And this is narrated in Sahih al-Bukhari 445. So it is evident from this that Umar radiallahu anhu was refuted by Abu Bakr and the Quran, which Abu Bakr used, and accepted this himself. It is further narrated, after reciting it, hearing this recitation, he could not stand anymore. His legs began to tremble and he fell down at the very moment of hearing this being recited. Meaning it is
wait. If you know, brother, let's be honest. For what reason Umar was in this grief? What?
The greatest of the Anbiya died. He did not want to accept it.
No, Habibi, please be honest. Because of the death of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which this was the subject of discussion.
Yeah, this is what I said, yes.
Okay, right now you are not addressing the point, Habibi, and inshallah, like I said, I have no rush because I want to put something on the screen. So basically, both of us we are discussing this one as Umar's example. So this is Ruhani Khazain volume 15, just as example, page 585. Hazrat Umar के इस ख्याल का दारो मदार Hazrat Masih के जिंदा उठाए जाने पे था. Mirza Ghulam Qadiani says that the reason Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu was saying, what he was saying, Umar was saying that our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has gone in the same way as Isa went to the sky and as Isa will return, same is the case with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Mirza Ghulam Qadiani says that this thought of Umar, it was based on this one that Isa alayhi salam was raised to heaven. And then Mirza says, और मालूम होता है, and it seems to be the case, बाज़ सहाबा अपने इज्तिहाद से ये समझ बैठे थे, that some of the companions with their own deduction, they started to understand this, कि ईसा अलैहिस्सलाम जिंदा आसमान पे चले गए हैं, that ईसा अलैहिस्सलाम has gone to the skies alive, जिंदा is the word there. और फिर जब सल्लम फोत हुए, and when the Prophet passed away, तो उमर फारूक के दिल में ये ख्याल पैदा हुआ, and when the Prophet passed away, Umar thought, अगर मसीह जिंदा आसमान पे चले गए हैं, if the Messiah, Jesus Christ has gone to the skies alive, तो फिर हमारे नबी अहक को उला हैं कि जिंदा आसमान पे जाएं, then our Prophet is more worthy of going to the skies alive. Okay, now my point here to you is, listen this point, this is the question, brother, please understand the question. Do you agree that when Prophet, that according to this quotation and many other, by the way, many other quotations are there on the same topic. Okay, do you agree that Sayyidina Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has passed away, and belief of the Umar was that Isa alayhi salam has gone to skies alive? Do you agree?
According to the riwayat, yes.
Now, would you mind telling us? Mirza Ghulam Qadiani said that Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu had this belief on the basis of his own logical deduction, right?
That's what it said, yeah.
Okay, do you agree with that?
Okay, can I speak now? So
Bismillah. Bismillah.
I'm not even arguing about this. For the sake of argument, okay, Umar radiallahu anhu done ijtihad, and he believed Isa alayhi salam physically went up to somewhat. Okay, this is what a narration says. Yes, I affirm this, no problem. How does Umar
Wait.
radiallahu anhu...
Are you saying that you're agreeing with this one as just for the sake of argument, or are you agreeing in reality?
Yeah, because I've heard that this narration is weak, but yeah. So for the sake of argument, I'm just
No. Wait. Mirza Ghulam Qadiani has accepted this riwayah, and he has not criticized this one, and you know this one. Okay, if Mirza Ghulam Qadiani has taken a riwayah, if you want to go by the principle of Ahlul Sunnah, you can't do this, okay? Because Mirza Ghulam Qadiani said that he is the Hakam, and you know this, okay? He has not criticized this ayah. There's no jarha on this hadith, by the way. And Mirza Ghulam Qadiani has quoted this, accepted this, and he has given his own understanding. He said that, oh, maybe Umar believed this on the basis of his own ijtihad. We will discuss that. But do you agree that the belief of Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu was that Isa has gone to skies alive?
According to a riwayat, yes, this was the belief of Umar.
Okay. Was Umar upon the wrong belief?
He's not Muslim, yes.
What was the source of Umar for this belief?
His ijtihad?
Where's the evidence?
The riwayat, there's no explicit...
No, wait, let me tell you why. If you say that Umar was alone, no, let me quote something. So we cannot build something, on the wrong premise. Quranic Hadith, volume 19, page 126. Mirza Ghulam Qadiani says, मालूम होता है कि बाज एक दो कम समझ सहाबा. He says that it seems to be the case as though as one or two, those companions who do not have a good understanding or comprehension, जिनकी दिरायत उम्दा नहीं थी, those who do not have a good comprehension or understanding of the riwayat, and obviously Umar is one of them. Okay, don't forget this one. Umar is one of them because he first mentioned Umar because Umar was on his belief. इसे ईसाइयों के अक़वाल सुन के, now before he said that Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu was holding this belief through his ijtihad. And now he says, ईसाइयों के अक़वाल सुनकर जो इर्द गिर्द रहते थे, पहले कुछ ये ख्याल था कि ईसा आसमान पर जिंदा है. He says that some of the companions, because of listening to the Christians who were living around them, they had this thought that Isa alayhi salam is alive in heaven or taken alive in heaven. Then Mirza says, जैसा कि Abu Hurairah, says that as Abu Hurairah is another example, जो कि गबी था, माज़अल्लाह. He says Abu Hurairah, who was a dumb person, okay, और दिरायत अच्छी नहीं रखता. Sorry?
In a respectful way, his ijtihad was slow.
Habibi, let me complete. There is no ijtihad happening here. I will tell you why. और दिरायत अच्छी नहीं रखता था, and the understanding of Abu Hurairah was not good, or comprehension was not good. लेकिन जब हजरत अबू बकर ने, जिनको खुदा ने इल्म कुरान अता किया था, ये आयत पढ़ी, तो सब सहाबा पर मौत जमी अंबिया साबित हो गई. He says that, but when Abu Bakr read this ayah, which you are reading right now, he says that after this ayah, all the companions, they agreed on the death of the prophets, right?
Yes.
Okay, now.
This is what I'm saying as well, yeah.
Let me complete. So it's not, Umar is not alone. You agree with me?
Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu perhaps also believed that.
Okay, now I
Before that ayah was recited.
No, wait. I first want to address this point. Wait, just be with me. Okay?
Brother,
okay.
Let me just understand one thing. Are we discussing...
I will give you full time. I will give you full time. Habibi, I will give you full time. I promise. Let me finish my point. Okay? Now, this is Ruhani Khazain, volume 3, page 254. मिर्जा से अक्सर सहाबा मसीह का फोत हो जाना मानते रहे हैं. He says that most of the companions, they believe that Isa alayhi salam has passed away. Now be with me for a few minutes. First he said Umar has this belief that Isa alayhi salam has gone to skies alive. Then he says Abu Hurairah has this belief, the same belief. And now in this third quotation, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani is saying that majority of the sahaba, they believe Isa has passed away, which necessarily implies, you cannot deny this, okay? Minority opinion was, now we are not talking about just one Abu Hurairah or one Umar. Now they have to be good number. Why? Because now Mirza says, Aksar Sahaba ka. It means that they were good number, okay? he's calling them minority, no problem. But do you agree that there were minority or less number of Sahaba? As for example, let me tell you, if they are 51 on the one side, just as example, okay, and 49 on the other side, we'll say that majority has this thing, which means we do not know exactly. According to Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, I know, for example, they are riwayat from 34 Sahaba, from 34 companions. We have riwayat on this one about Isa alayhi salam. But Mirza Ghulam Qadiani is saying that majority of the companions, they believe this, which means that minority position was, according to Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, Isa has gone to skies alive. Now, one last quotation, then inshallah it will be your turn to respond.
Okay.
Malfuzat, yeah, no problem. Malfuzat, volume 5, page 87. Wafat Masih. Mirza says that Masih ki hayat, mamat, bada masla hai. Mirza says that as far as the life and death of Isa is concerned, it's a big issue. और ऐसा साफ है कि इसमें ज़्यादा बहस की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ती. He says that it's clear, we don't need to discuss a lot. And then he says, शुरू से, listen brother, शुरू से ये मसला मुख्तलफ फी रहा है. He says that right from the beginning, this issue is disputed. Note the word. Right from the beginning, this issue is disputed. And then it says, और वफात मसीह अक्सर अकाबरीन मिल्लत का मजहब है. He says that majority of the akabir, the great ulama, their understanding is that Isa has passed away. Then says Sahaba ka yahi mazhab tha. Now, the reason I quoted this one, brother, that Mirza Ghulam Qadiani is acknowledging here one thing. He says that right from the beginning, the issue of death of Isa alayhi salam is disputed. Mukhtalaf fi. People have different opinion. Then he said that majority said he has passed away. It means that minority said no. In this minority, who do we have? We have Umar, we have Abu Hurairah. Now, I would beg to you, I know that I took a lot of time. Okay, I apologize for that. Spread hug, that please address this point.
Okay, now please give me time, no interruption, yeah? And I would like to show you a hadith on the screen as well, if you don't mind. Yeah, so for us, you said I should address Umar radiallahu anhu and Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu. I will say, let me say, 99% of the Sahaba believed Isa alayhi salam went up physically. Every single one of them got refuted by Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu and the Quran when he recited that ayah. Furthermore, all of the Sahaba there, every single Sahabi recited this ayah as well afterwards. Before, okay, let's say Umar believed, Abu Hurairah believed radiallahu anhu. Let's say many Sahaba believed, no problem. After this ayah was recited, they had a ijma'h upon the fact that yes, Muhammad alayhi salam is only a messenger. Certainly the messengers from before him passed away. There was not one Sahabi disagreeing, unless you say they done taqiyah of Umar radiallahu anhu, he's safe. But I don't believe this. Point is, after this, Umar radiallahu anhu himself says in this hadith, if you scroll down, he says, it is as if I have never heard this ayah being recited before. It's as if it was just revealed. Where does it say this? Okay. By Allah, when I heard Abu Bakr reciting it, my legs could not support me and I fell down at the very moment of hearing him reciting it, declaring that the Prophet ﷺ died. Allah will reward those. Okay, by Allah, it was as if the people never knew that Allah had revealed this verse before, till Abu Bakr recited it and all the people received it from him. Okay, so after this ayah was recited, all of the Sahaba agreed, yes, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam died. Verily, all the messengers from before him also did. And you and Ibn Hazm agree that Al-Rusul include Isa alayhi salam. The context here specifically, explicitly, is about death of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And it is literally quoting this ayah to calm them down. As you said, I agree. The reason Allah Azza wa Jal included the Rusul min qablihi Muhammad alayhi salam was to calm them down. Yes, but I'm not saying all of the Sahaba believe this. I'm saying for the sake of argument, even if then afterwards they all agreed that okay, yes, indeed Isa alayhi salam, Musa alayhi salam, Ibrahim alayhi salam, Khidr alayhi salam, all of the Anbiya min qablihi Muhammad alayhi salam have died, and now Muhammad sallallahu alayhi salam has also died. This ayah cannot be a proof to any Sahabi that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam has died if all of the Rasul from before Muhammad alayhi salam did not die. Because then right there, they could say, no, Abu Bakr, you forgot Isa alayhi salam is an exception. None of them said this. None of them said, Abu Bakr, you forgot Khidr alayhi salam. Before this, yes, Umar said this. Musa alayhi salam left, so did Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. But this was out of desperation. Obviously, they saw the body in front of them. It's not as if they saw, fly up. Point is, even if before they held that view, no problem. Matter of fact, it was prophesied that the Ummah would make some mistakes of the Christian. In the Bible, it says he physically went up, but point is, the Quran corrected them, and they agreed upon the Quran that yes, indeed, Isa alayhi salam qad khalat. This whole context is about death. What does Abu Bakr say here? Let my father and mother be sacrificed for you. By Allah, Allah will never cause you to die twice. Die. Context.
I think you made your point. Is it okay? I speak now. Okay. So in this turn, okay, I will address everything you said, and then inshallah after this one we'll go point to point. Is it fair?
Okay, inshallah. Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, you said that this ayah has ar-rusul. We are not disputing that. Yeah. We are disputing that the khala of all messengers have happened. So ar-rusul has no problem for us. But the khala of all the prophets happened either through martyrdom or through their natural death. The khala of Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam happened through his rafa ila sama, and for which I gave you already previously the evidence. So please don't again go back to the same point, because ar-rusul point has been addressed. Ar-rusul point was in your favor only in one reason, only through one condition: if khala literally mean death, and that's not the case. We discussed this as point number 1 already. So yes, the khala of all messengers have happened, okay, but khala does not mean death. That is the key point here. Number 1. Number 2, you said that after this, all the Sahaba, they agree. This was the reason I discussed the point, and we agreed that what was the discussion happening between Sahaba? The death of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yes, there's nothing in this hadith, not a single letter in this hadith, not a single letter, not word, letter, which says that there was any discussion or challenging or dispute or back and forth about what Umar, listen very carefully, about what Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu said about Isa alayhi salam and Musa alayhi salam, because Umar gave 2 examples, okay, that Moses went to Mount Sinai and then came back, and that is correct, and that is correct, and this is the key point you are not addressing. Umar gave 2 examples. If you are acknowledging that examples of Umar are right, then you have to acknowledge both of them are right. Or if you want to say no, Musa example was right but the Isa one was not right, you need to prove that, because this is a very specific claim. My position is that none of the Sahaba is challenging, listen very carefully, none of the Sahaba is challenging the examples Umar gave. Example number 1 of Musa, example number 2 of Isa going to sky. Rather, they were all discussing the conclusion, and the hadith is telling us on the conclusion, after this ayah was recited, after Abu Bakr gave the khutbah, on the conclusion, they all agreed. Okay, we are not disputing this point. And why why Umar was in so grief, we know. The passing of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was the biggest calamity ever happened to the mankind. No doubt about that. This is not a point of discussion. What you need to tell us, look at this one. How unusual claim, how extraordinary claim Umar is making, that Isa alayhi salam has gone alive to heaven, and not a single Sahabi is disputing or challenging. If you say that any of the companions did dispute or they did challenge, produce the evidence. And if you are saying no, after Abu Bakr gave the khutbah, everything Umar said was cancelled, then you are wrong, because Umar said 2 things. Musa went to Mount Sinai and then came back. Was this cancelled? Of course not. If this is not cancelled, then Isa 1 is not cancelled as well. So again, I know I'm repeating myself, but obviously sometimes you need to emphasize the point. The whole point is nobody is disagreeing or challenging the examples Umar gave. They are disagreeing and challenging the conclusion Umar was drawing. What was the conclusion? Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has not passed away. This was the whole discussion. This is the ayah about. This was the discussion. This is all they agreed. There's absolutely not a single letter on the examples Umar gave. So now, in your turn, Habibi, my humble request. Like I said before, now we'll go point to point. Please tell me, is it true that Umar gave 2 examples? Example of Musa and example of Isa. And you gave the example of Musa already, and if you want, I have reference inshallah with me as well from the Sirah books as well, no problem at all. I will give you the reference. So example of Umar gave 2 examples. Example of Musa and example of Isa. None of the examples are challenged, rather the conclusion was challenged. Please address this specific point, I beg you.
Yeah, so thank you. Brother, my main point is the conclusion being challenged. This is my main point.
What was the conclusion?
That Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not die, for Isa alayhi salam also did not die.
Habibi, wait. Point to point. Not like that. Umar is giving 2 examples. Example of Musa and Isa, right?
Yeah.
From these 2 examples, Umar is drawing a conclusion. The conclusion he's drawing is that Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has not passed away, right?
Yes.
And now, what my point is, understand the question, please. Nobody is challenging the examples Umar gave. They are challenging the conclusion Umar draw. Address this particular point.
Okay, so first of all, the jism of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was literally on the ground in front of him. So even if, look, this is refuting your understanding of Rafa'a anyway. For it was not physical anyway.
Habibi, sorry to interrupt. Habibi, I promise to you, I will not dodge any of your question. My humble request is, please address my question. That's
the conclusion of Umar was challenged, yes.
Yes, but the examples were not challenged.
Okay. Can I speak now?
Yes, Bismillah.
Okay.
1
Bismillah.
minute uninterrupted.
All right, thanks. So yes, the conclusion was challenged that what do you mean Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam didn't die? He is only a messenger with certainty. The messengers from before him have passed. If then he dies or is killed, meaning what's past is defined as to die or to be killed. This is so explicit. Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu literally says, and I read again verbatim, as for death, which was written for you has come upon you. The context of death is so explicit. They're literally discussing the death of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and Umar radiallahu anhu out of desperation is saying, look, Isa alayhi salam didn't die. Musa alayhi salam left for some days and he came back. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam also didn't die. After the ayah was recited, he did not hold this belief anymore. Hence, he did not bring this argument again. Yes or no? Rather, he accepted, yes, I was wrong. And then it says he fell to the ground even. And it was as if the people heard this for the first time. So before, sure, he had this belief. Matter of fact, the fact that the jism of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam was on the ground refutes your understanding of Rafa'a anyway. For it was
Okay,
not
wait, no new point, please. I gave you enough time, but no new point. Inshallah, we'll discuss this one first. If you think that you have answered, I will blame my poor comprehension. My question was, Umar gave 2 examples, and from these 2 examples, he draw a conclusion. Example 1, Umar was saying that as Musa went to Mount Sinai and then came back, obviously, this is the case of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam as well. And example 2, he was giving that as Isa alayhi salam has gone alive to skies and he will return, same is the case with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I.e., Umar was drawing a conclusion that Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is going to return back like Musa and like Isa. Are you understanding my question? Nobody is challenging his example. They are challenging his conclusion. Now, if you say, no, when Umar, now please listen to this point very carefully. If you say no, when Abu Bakr gave the khutbah, he cancelled the examples of Umar as well. It means that Abu Bakr cancelled both examples. Because Umar was giving 2 examples. Musa going to Mount Sinai and then coming back. And Isa going to sky and coming back. But you know this. Very well. The example of Musa cannot be cancelled. So then on what basis you are saying, Habibi, that the example of Musa was not cancelled, but example of Isa was cancelled? Now all I'm saying is this. Let me rephrase one more time. My question is, Habibi, no, Umar is making 2 claims, giving 2 examples. Nobody is challenging his examples. They are challenging and then eventually agreeing on the conclusion. What's the conclusion? That no, Umar, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has passed away and he will not come back. This is the point of conclusion on which they contested, and all Sahaba agreed. There's not a slight doubt about that. Examples, nobody challenged, nobody cancelled. That is the key point. Examples remain there. Example of Musa and Isa remain there as it is.
Okay, I will make very simple point, very simple. If the examples of Umar radiallahu anhu were valid, then his conclusion was also valid. His conclusion got refuted, meaning his examples got refuted. The body of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was literally in front of them, meaning his examples, his conclusion was refuted by Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, reciting that.
Separate just one thing. My request to you is, please, because you said 2 things which are contradicting each other. Are you saying that examples Umar gave, they were refuted, which mean that it was wrong when Umar said that Musa went to Mount Sinai and came back? Was it right or wrong?
No, this was right.
This was right, which mean that is a problem you are not addressing. Umar is giving 2 examples to make a point. And from the example of Musa alayhi salam, this is a hint. Now, this is the key for us to understand the whole matter. The example Umar is giving, they are right. Nobody is challenging them. The conclusion of Umar was that Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam will come back. This was the conclusion, which obviously was wrong. This was challenged. This was addressed. This was agreed. Examples are right. And you already know. Example of Musa is right.
The example of Musa alayhi salam was not applicable, for the jism of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam was literally in front of them. If I show you a reference which directly says of a Sahabi, which says Isa alayhi salam has died according to that ayah, will you accept Ahmadiyya life?
Sorry, what did you say?
If I show you a reference of a Sahabi, literally saying that وَمَا مُحَمَّدٌ إِلَّا رَسُولٌ قَدْ خَلَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِ الرُّسُلُ, proves that Isa alayhi salam has died, will you accept Ahmadiyya life?
I will discuss that with you, okay? But I will first discuss this.
Okay.
I'm happy to discuss that one as well, no problem.
Okay, so once again, Umar radiallahu anhu, if his examples were valid and applicable, then his conclusion was 100% valid.
That's where the problem is, okay? You are not understanding the conclusion. You are lost in the body, this and that. Look at this one. Umar was drawing a conclusion. What was that? That Prophet will come back. Prophet sallallahu will come back. Just as Moses came back from Mount Sinai, just as Musa will come back from the skies. Okay? So this is the whole discussion. What I'm trying to highlight again and again is that these especially the claim about Isa alayhi salam is extraordinary claim, very unusual claim. Nobody is challenging. Nobody is disputing. And the key point here is example of Musa, we know for sure is a correct example. And if example of Musa is correct, it necessitates, it should necessitate, okay, that the example of Isa is correct as well. Or if you want to say, no, it does not necessitate, then you need to tell me on what basis you say that one example Umar gave was right and one was wrong.
Okay, please give me 2 minutes now. Both
1
of
minute.
the- Okay, 1 minute. Okay. The example of Musa alayhi salam, yes, this happened. It was not applicable to be used in that situation. For the jism of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was literally in front of them. So he can't say no, like Musa alayhi salam left, so did Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This is my main point. And matter of fact, if those examples were applicable, then his conclusion was certainly valid. His conclusion was wrong, meaning those examples were not applicable.
Are you done?
No, let me just finish because you speak a lot then after. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is the greatest of the Anbiya. He is only a Rasul. Isa alayhi salam is also a Rasul, but below him, the ayah literally makes a comparison between the two, that before him, the Rasul from before him, they have certainly passed away. The reason this is mentioned is to comfort the Sahaba. Yes, how does it comfort them? I need you to focus on this part. It comforts them by saying the messengers from before him also died. This is the only way it comforts them.
With all due respect, I will discuss this point, but look, please give me some respect. Let me finish this first point first. Okay, now let me show something on the screen so we can get somewhere. Please give me a few seconds. Inshallah, I promise. Once I'm done with this point, inshallah, we'll move on. Just give me a few. In the meantime, please, you can talk and you can tell when I'm doing this that did Sahaba challenge the example of Musa alayhi salam?
The Sahaba all agreed afterwards that example was not applicable.
Habibi, I'm asking you. Umar said a specific, something very specific about Musa alayhi salam. Was that correct? Or was that false?
The example was not applicable.
I'm asking you, brother, we can see if applicable or not. I'm asking you because the reason it's not applicable, I can understand your point, that because the conclusion was not right, I agree with you. But what I'm saying is, was the example of Musa a factual statement or of fabrication?
No, it was factual. Musa alayhi salam did leave for I think 40 days.
Okay. It mean that you can see my point that what Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu was stating as a proof for himself, that was factual, right?
Yes, I told you before as well. I agree that Musa alayhi salam and I agree that Umar radiallahu anhu made this point before the recitation of the ayah.
Habibi, let me complete. Not complete. Let me restate my look. We are going in circle. I know that. Okay, but this point is crucial. This is the key here. Inshallah, I'm gonna bring some reference. It will make inshallah more clear. Now again, do you agree that the statements or the examples Umar was giving, they were factually right statements?
Not all of them, no. For example, Isa alayhi salam did not
wait. Was the example of Musa factually right?
Yes, Musa alayhi salam did leave to Mount Torah and came back.
Okay, you are saying that Umar was giving two examples. One example was factually right and one was factually wrong. Is this your position?
Yes.
You need to prove. You need to bring evidence. Wait. Understand the question before you respond. We will discuss applicability. Is applicable, not applicable, right? That's a second discussion. Right now, the first discussion is, I am saying that two statements Umar was making. We both agree that statement about Musa was factually right statement. I want you to tell me that on what basis you're trying to say that the statement about Isa was factually wrong. On what basis? Because you are distinguishing between two things. You need to give evidence.
Please just give me 3 minutes and I will completely refute.
No. 1 minute. 1 minute.
Okay, 1 minute is too late. Then you speak for 10 minutes and you give me 1 minute, 10 minutes.
Wallahi, I promise to you, if you will be unable to complete the point, I will extend your time. But the point is this one. Okay. On what basis you say that one statement of Umar was factually right, other was not factually right? You need to tell the reason, the proof.
Okay.
Number one is just to remind Imtiaz, right? Didn't Mirza write that Musa alayhi salam is alive in the heavens?
Yes.
He did?
Yes.
Right. So is Musa alayhi salam included in Ar-Rusul? He is, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this is one point we need to address very quickly. Yeah, but Mirza said he's alive in the heavens.
If you want, we'll discuss that after, inshallah. Let me just finish.
Sure. So, no, this is one of the points I wanted to very quickly raise, that Mirza said that he was alive in the heavens, and if that's the case, then obviously he's also exempted from the injunction you are trying to apply from the word al-Rasul.
Imtiaz by himself showed a reference. You remember Imtiaz Bhai, which says Abu Hurairah was a Ghabi, remember? And the same reference says afterwards, all of the Sahaba.
No, I
agreed
did not say. I did not say it's Gabi. I said Mirza said it's
Yes,
Gabi.
yes,
Mirza said it's Gabi.
yes,
No,
yes.
Mirza wrote.
Yes.
Yeah,
no.
Mirza,
The same
Mirza,
reference, yes, brother, yes, I know. The same reference later on says that after this ayah was recited, all of them agreed that all the Anbiya before Muhammad alayhi salam died. Musa alayhi salam.
Wait, Habibi, wait. Where does it say that after Abu Bakr recited this ayah, all the Sahaba agreed that all the prophets have passed away? Where did it say this?
Where is
That is
that?
the same reference as far as I remember. The exact
It
same
was
reference.
not there at all.
No.
Because
You know,
you quoted, you asked me, and I can show that on the screen again, okay? Because this was the riwayah Mirza Ghulam Qadiani was quoting, okay? And I have showed on the screen. Show me. I have put on the screen again.
Did you open Sahih al-Bukhari?
Yes, because this is the hadith Mirza Ghulam Qadiani is quoting. Show me that where it says all the Sahaba they agreed on the death of all prophets.
I'm saying Mirza Ghulam Ahmad alayhi salam said this. I'm saying
Mirza
he said this.
Wait, Habibi, wait. You are digging another hole for yourself. It means that Mirza Ghulam Qadiani fabricated in this riwayah as well.
He added to this. He added to this riwayah.
He didn't say it's from the reference. Oh, let me just go back to what you said before.
Not go back. Not go back.
I mean,
You said something. Yeah, you said something. You said that after Abu Bakr Siddiq quoted the ayah, all the Sahaba agreed that
Yes.
all prophets have passed away. Show me where is that.
All the prophets who were before him, specific. All the Rusul
Sorry?
min qablihi Muhammad alayhi salam.
I'm asking you that. Show me where is that in the text of the riwayah. I cannot just let you just
وَمَا
say from your
مُحَمَّدٌ
mind.
إِلَّا رَسُولٌ قَدْ خَلَتْ مِنْ قَبْلِهِ الرُّسُلُ. خَلَتْ in the
Okay.
ayah says أَفَإِن مَاتَ أَوْ قُتِلَ. Furthermore, before
You
this
are
ayah
going
was recited,
back.
brother,
You know,
please, please.
Look, Sabdad, wait. I know that now you are panic. I can see that, but don't go back to something we agreed already. And this was the reason I get you agree on two things first. Number one, khala does not mean death. Number one, okay. And number two, this ayah is about the khala of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which was going to happen in one of two things. Either he will be martyred or he will die a natural death. Okay. So khala does not mean death. Point number one. Point number two, this ayah is about the khala of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam specifically, and that happened in the form of natural death. And with regard to al-Rusul, all the prophets, khala of all the prophets did happen, but khala does not mean death. We don't address this, okay? Don't go back to something which we took almost 45 minutes to discuss and agree on that one, okay? You cannot go back on that. Now you need to show me that riwayah in which you are saying that after Abu Bakr quoted this verse, all the Sahaba agreed that all prophets have passed away. Because death of the prophets was not a subject of discussion to begin with. The subject of discussion was, is Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam going to come back like Musa and Isa, or he will not come back? This was the discussion, and on this discussion, they agreed that he will not come back. Simple is that.
So you want me to prove that this was not a correct example? Yes, that Isa alayhi salam.
No, Habibi, no. Because when you say that correct, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that Umar made a statement. Listen carefully. I'm using my words very carefully and very specifically. Umar made two statements. Statement number one, Musa went to Mount Sinai and he came back.
Yes.
Statement number two, Isa went to skies alive and will come back. Are these statements factual statements or not? That is the question. After that, we'll discuss the
second one is
applicability.
not factual. No, it is not.
Now, wait. Is first one factual?
Yes, Musa alayhi salam did live for 40 days and he came back.
Good. Second one is not factual, right?
Yes, it's not factual. Isa alayhi
You are
salam did not
distinguishing.
go up.
Habibi, wait. You are distinguishing between two statements of Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu. One of them is factual, you are saying, and what is the other one?
Infactual. It's not factual.
What is the opposite of being something factual?
It's wrong. It was wrong. It was a wrong statement. A wrong belief.
Right, and wait, Bibi. We need to use the word very specifically, okay? Word right and wrong.
It was wrong.
They are the words, okay? Factual, and what is the opposite of factual?
Infactual.
No, fabrication.
It was Ijtihad.
No, fabrication. Ijtihad mean, okay, no, wait. Words are very important because things are conveyed through the word, okay? If something is not factually right, it's called fabrication.
He didn't fabricate something and attribute it to Allah. This was his deriving from the Quran wa Sunnah, if anything.
Okay, good point. Oh, wait, Habibi,
Brother, let me please.
You said that Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu was driving from Quran and Sunnah the Isa alayhi salam has gone to the skies and will come back, right?
Sure, yes, this is what I said.
Good point, good point. Tell us what evidence he was using to drive that conclusion.
I am not Umar, I don't know his evidence. Did he tell his evidence?
Habibi, obviously, we are getting somewhere now. Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, who was Umar, by the way?
He was one of the Khulafa Rashidun. He was one of the
No, not just this one, not just this much. Something needs to be put on the screen. Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, volume 3 of Ruhani Khazain, page 21. He says that companions are reflection of the Prophet. And then Mirza Ghulam Qadiani says in Ruhani Khazain, volume number 6, page 353. He says that Khalifa dar hakikat Rasul ka zil hota hai. He says that the Caliph, and as you know, Umar was a Caliph, that Caliph is actually reflection of the Prophet. Now more specifically, Ruhani Khazain, volume number 14, page 265. Mirza Ghulam Qadiani says, Umar ka wujud zilli taur pe goya Hazrat Janab sallallahu alaihi wasallam ka hi wajud tha. Umar was actually, in a reflective sense, Umar was actually Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam's being. And don't forget, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani was zilli taur pe Muhammadur Rasulullah. And in this narration, in this quote of Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, he says that Umar radiyallahu ta'ala anhu was zilli taur pe, as a reflective, as a shadow of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then we can go on and on about his fazail, but let me make the point now before we forget the tip point. Okay, Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, zilli taur pe, he is in a zilli sense, he is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Don't just take Umar as somebody trivial or somebody just layman. This is the Umar. And who is Umar? If there was a prophet after me, it would have been Umar. This is the Umar who is saying, this Umar is saying that Prophet Isa has gone to skies alive and he will return back. You cannot just say that he was doing his ijtihad, because in the listen very carefully, in the matters of belief, listen carefully, there is no ijtihad. It is a matter of unseen. It is called khabar. In the matter of unseen, I challenge, anybody can come and refute me. Any Qadiani by the way, okay? There is no such thing as ijtihad in the matters of belief and in the matters of unseen. You cannot say Umar was doing his ijtihad. Number one. Number two, this was the belief of Umar. What was that? Isa has gone to skies alive and he will come back. Number one, this belief cannot be on the basis of ijtihad. It could not have come from anything else. It must have come from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Why? Because this is a khabar of the unseen. It is a news of the unseen. Umar, we seek Allah's refuge before even we say this, that Ma'azallah, Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu would fabricate something in the matter of belief and religion. Okay, so you need to address this. And secondly, we have already given you evidence that if the statement about Musa alayhi salam was factually right statement, it necessitates that the statement about Isa was also factually right statement. Why? As brother Adnan Rashid mentioned, not a single companion challenged, refuted or objected the statements, the two statements Umar made. Why? Because they were the standard belief of the Sahaba. What they challenged was, or what they disputed was, or what they were discussing was the conclusion that Prophet will return. Don't forget this. You need to address how can Umar fabricate something.
Okay, you said Umar radiallahu anhu did not do ijtihad of the ghaib ever. What about Ibn Sayyid when he said he is Dajjal? Was this not of the ghaib? Was Ibn Sayyid literally al-Masih ad-Dajjal? No, he was not. Once again, there he done ijtihad. And the ijtihad, was it wrong? Yes, it was wrong. Furthermore, the Rafa'a Isa alayhi salam, all of the Sahaba saw the body of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam dead on the ground in front of them. It is narrated in the same hadith I mentioned to you before as well. You can make as many faces as you want. I'll read it verbatim, the translation. Okay, so Sahih al-Bukhari 4452. Abu Bakr came from his house at As-Sunnah on a horse. He dismounted and entered the mosque, but did not speak to the people till he entered upon Aisha radiallahu anha and went straight to Allah's Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam, who was covered with Hibra cloth. He then uncovered the Prophet's face and bowed over him and kissed him and wept, saying, "Let my father and mother be sacrificed for you. By Allah, Allah will never cause you to die twice." He kissed the dead body of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, meaning it is literally impossible that Umar radiallahu anhu, while seeing this dead body, believed that yes, he flew up like Isa alayhi salam flew up. He's seeing the body in front of him on the ground. How can you say no, he believed he went up? Are you accusing him of this type of jahiliyyah? He saw the dead body in front of him on the ground. He did not believe he physically flew up. It does not go with your corpus. It refutes you. And ijtihad of the ghaib, remember, Ibn Sayyid is a prime example. If you want, I'll give you the reference.
Your time is finished. You talked about Dajjal. Now that is the problem we always face, okay? I have the Dajjal reference ready idea as well. And when I will ask you about Dajjal, then you will come back to this point again. Leave the Dajjal on the side, okay?
I'm just speaking specifically about the Ijtihad.
Let me finish. We know that Sahaba are discussing about Ibn Sayyad. We know that, okay? It's not a discussion here. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam made the statement about Ibn Sayyad as well. All of that is happening when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the midst of them, okay?
The Prophet corrected him. The Prophet
Yes.
corrected him. Sallallahu
Yes,
alaihi
my
wasallam.
main point,
So-
yes, he did correct him. He did correct him. The main point is Umar radiallahu anhu done Ijtihad of the ghaib, yes or no?
Yes, and he was corrected.
Yes,
so,
alhamdulillah,
so,
Rabbil
so this
Alameen.
goes. This is a point
Not
in
why
our
we're going
favor.
off topic.
Yeah, fine. Coming back. But this is a point in our favor because Omar was corrected. In the second option, the discussion we are having, when he said a non-factual statement according to you, he wasn't corrected. Now you are indicting all Sahaba. You are indicting all the Sahaba for backing a non-factual statement by remaining silent. This is the point. When you give us an example like Ibn Sayyad and you think you made a point, you don't know what you're talking about. Over to you, Imtiaz. I don't want to take too much time. Over to you.
Separate haq. Listen this point, okay? Do you know the implication of Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu quoting the coming of Isa alayhi salam?
Like we discussed for the past 20-30 minutes. Yes.
Let me, because a reference is coming, that's why I first want to establish something. The implications are so severe. Now let me share my screen. Obviously it's not just for you, it's for everybody, so inshallah people can understand what we are discussing. Just give me 1 second. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, this is
Change
the book. No. Wait. Same topic. Anwarul Ulum, volume 7, page 347. Book is Da'watul Amir. This is the compilation of the writings of second Ahmadi Caliph or Qadiani Caliph, Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud Ahmad, on this very topic. Let's see what he says. Okay. He says that तीसरा अमर इस रिवायत से साबित होता है, हाँ किसी और नबी की वफात का इनको यकीन था या नहीं था, मगर ईसा अलैहिस्सलाम की हयात का इन्हें यकीनन कोई इल्म ना था. सुभान अल्लाह. He says that with regard to this riwayah, which riwayah? Listen carefully. Which riwayah? The riwayah of Musa alayhi salam. Okay, it says that as far as the companions were concerned, listen very carefully, spread haq. As far as the companions were concerned, they have no knowledge of the life of ईसा अलैहिस्सलाम, क्योंकि जैसा कि तमाम अहादीस और मोतबर रिवायात से साबित होता है, as all the authentic रिवायात and narrations they establish कि हजरत उमर सख्त जोश की हालत में थे, that उमर was in a state of severe emotion, और बाकी सहाबा से कह रहे थे, and he was saying to the companions, जो कहेगा कि रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम फोत हो गया, मैं इसका सर उड़ा दूंगा. He says that Umar was saying to the companion, if anybody said that prophet has passed away, I will chop his head off. Okay, इस वक्त अपने ख्याल के सबूत में at that time in order to prove his point, हजरत मूसा के 40 दिन पहाड़ पे चले जाने का वाकया तो पेश करते थे. He says that at this time Umar was giving the example of Moses going to Mount Sinai for 40 days, मगर वो ईसा के आसमान पे चले जाने का वाकया उन्होंने एक दफा पेश ना किया. सुभान अल्लाह. He says that but Umar did not give the incident or quoted the incident or example of Isa alayhi salam being on the skies. Then is agar sahaba ka ye aqeeda hota, if the companions have this belief कि हजरत ईसा आसमान पे जिंदा जा बैठे हैं, that prophet Isa has gone to the sky alive, तो क्या हजरत उमर या इनके हमख्याल साहबी इस वाकया को अपने ख्याल की तायद में पेश ना करते? He says that if the prophets, sorry, listen this point everybody very carefully. Second Qadiani Caliph is saying, if companions have this belief that Isa alayhi salam has gone to skies alive, they would have quoted this in order to establish their point. And then he says, इनका हजरत मूसा के वाकया से इस्तदलाल करना. He says that the companions are quoting the incident of Moses, और इस वाकया से इस्तदलाल ना करना, and not quoting the incident of Isa alayhi salam, ये बताता है, it tells us कि इनके ज़हन में हजरत ईसा के मुतल्लिक कोई ऐसा वाकया नहीं था. He says that it shows us that there was no such thing in the minds of the companions regarding Prophet Isa alayhi salam. Now let me conclude here before you respond, because this is the first time you're seeing this, so don't just jump. Okay, listen carefully to the question. Your caliph is telling you that if companions have this belief that Isa alayhi salam had gone to heaven alive, they must have quoted. Guess what? They did quote this. You brought the hadith from Bukhari, but I will trust your Prophet Mirza Ghulam Qadiani. He quoted this multiple times in Tawfa Ghaznaviyah. I have showed you already. Now you tell me, has I not proved my point? Because listen very carefully. This is the key point here. Your caliph is telling you, if companions have this belief that Isa has gone to sky alive, they must have quoted. That is premise number A. Premise B, guess what? The companions did quoted this. What is the necessary conclusion? Companions have this belief that Isa alayhi salam has gone to sky. Adnan bhai, before spread haq comes, am I able to clarify my point, Adnan bhai?
Go ahead, please. Go ahead, please.
Bismillah, spread haq.
Okay, sorry. I just wanted to quickly add to one of the points. He raised the other example. First was Ibn Siyad, and the second example was what? I forgot. He gave the second example. There was another example of Ijtihad. What was the second example? Spread haq.
I only mentioned this example.
No, you mentioned two. You mentioned Ibn Siyad and you mentioned something else.
The second argument I made was that the body of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was dead on the ground. So it was not the belief of the Sahaba that Isa alayhi salam also physically went up. They literally saw the body dead on the ground.
Okay. So there is no evidence. There's no indication in the reports that Omar was actually trying to apply those two examples to prove the physical ascension of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is your own concoction. This is your own assumption, your own super input. Wait. Because Musa, because the example of Musa, it saves us from that allegation. Because Musa, he was alive when he went to Mount Sinai, and Isa alayhi salam was also alive when he ascended. So the fact that there are 2 points being made here, that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has passed away, okay, because Umar using those two examples, he's indicating or is insinuating that the Prophet hasn't actually passed away, because Musa was alive and Jesus was alive when they ascended or when they went up, right? So there are two responses in this. That firstly, the Prophet ﷺ has passed away, number one. Number two, he's not returning. He's not coming back, just like Moses came back and Jesus is to come back. You understand? So this doesn't serve you, brother. Even the second example doesn't help you. You assumed that Umar was arguing that, but Umar never said that. Umar never mentioned anything to do with physical ascension or physically going up and coming back, because the body was there. So what we call it attacking straw man. We call it attacking straw man. We never claim that. You just attack straw man. Over to you, Imtiaz bhai. You can take it from here.
Okay, Brad, please comment on this reference.
If there is an exception from the Quran that Isa alayhi salam is not included in وَمَا مُحَمَّدٌ إِلَّا رَسُولٌ قَدْ خَلَ مِن قَبْلِهِ الرُّسُلُ, Wallahi, today in this life I will leave Ahmadiyyat. Wallahi, I will become Sunni, I will become whatever you want me to be. If today you prove to me right now that Isa alayhi salam is not included in that ayah, he is explicitly included in the Asbab al-Nuzul, it showcases this. In the Ijma'h of the Sahaba, it showcases this. In the linguistic of the Arabic itself, it says قَدْ خَلَت, certainly passed away. قَدْ خَلَت min, from قبله, before him. Al-Rusul, the messengers. Was Isa alayhi salatu wassalam Rasulun min qablihi Muhammad alayhi salam? Yes or no? Yes, he was. He was literally the prophet before him. Before Muhammad alayhi salam, 600 years before him, Isa alayhi salam was here. The ayah says, those who were from before you with certainty have passed. Then it says, أَفَإِن مَاتَ أَوْ قُتِلَ انقلبتم على أعقابكم. Mat أو قتل, past means mat أو قتل in that specific ayah, death or to be killed. And this is also the whole topic in Bukhari 4452, that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam died, not he flew up, he died. And Umar radiallahu anhu did not want to accept this. After this ayah was recited, he did accept this. And it is impossible that you say Umar radiallahu anhu believed that, oh no, Isa alayhi salam and Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam flew up the same way, because this would refute your full belief of the Rafa'ah, because his body was not, his jism did not go up. Literally, Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu kissed his jism. As it says, he then uncovered the Prophet's face and bowed over him and kissed him and wept, saying, let my father and mother be sacrificed for you. So he kissed his dead body, which was where? On the ground, not in the second heaven. And as your brother Imtiaz said, Allah is in the heaven, and Isa alayhi salam was raised towards Allah, meaning what? Isa alayhi salam is in the second heaven with Allah. You know, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam went many heavens above this, I believe to the seventh. So did Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam physically go above Allah? Astaghfirullah. And furthermore, imagine this. Imagine I'm on the other side of the world. I point my finger up and I ask you the same question. Is this where Allah is? You say yes, because he's up. And then we go to the other side of the world. I say, is this where Allah is? You say yes again. This is impossible. Is this an impossibility? It's a blatant contradiction. Okay, so that's about وَمَا مُحَمَّدٌ إِلَّا رَسُولٌ قَدْ خَلَ مِن قَبْلِهِ الرُّسُلُ. The wisdom in saying that indeed the messengers before you pass away is to comfort the people. I agree. How does it comfort the people? By saying they also died. It is normal to die. Furthermore, I'm not going to go to different ayat, but Adnan, I came here. You guys invited me. I came here. I invite both of you for the sake of the argument. I will debate both of you at the same time about La Nabi Ba'adi, Khatim Nabin, and Rafa'a. I already made the point of Rafa'a to Imtiaz that the ayah starts with Bal Rafa'ahu Allah ilay. Instead, Allah raised him to himself. Instead of what? Don't be a mutallis here. Don't do tadlis here. Don't concede the ayah before this. Instead of what did Allah raise Isa alayhi salam? And I was going to give the example of tadlis. When you say La Nabi Ba'adi, you don't quote the full hadith. It says to Ali radiallahu anhu, and I know there's multiple narrations. He says, you are to me like Harun was to Musa alayhi salam. But La Nabiya Ba'adi. This is the full context. At least show us the full hadith or give the references. This is why I call you a mudallis. If you believe you're not a mudallis and I'm wrong about this, you can challenge me on this anytime. But I also believe that your statement that Mirza Ghulam Ahmad alayhi salam is a murtad because he claimed nabuwwat after Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam is nifaq. It is blatantly hypocritical. You believe in a Nabi ba'ad Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. You call him Isa ibn Maryam, who was a Rasul for Bani Israel. What does Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam say in Sahih Muslim? That the Rasul before me, they were only for specific people. I, however, contrary to this, I have been sent for all of mankind. So you're contradicting the ahadith, you're contradicting the Quran, and you don't even show us the full context. And about Makana Muhammadun Aba Hadim Rijalikum Alaikum Rasulullah, because I don't think you will ever come to my debate. So I will answer that as well. Makana Muhammadun Aba Hadim Rijalikum means, and Muhammad is not the father of any of your men. Walakin Rasulullah, but rather is the messenger of Allah. Walakin Rasulullah, Khatim al-Nabiyyin, and the seal of the Prophet. Ali radiallahu anhu is known as Khatim al-Awliya. Ibn Abbas is known as Khatim al-Muhaddithin. Was he Akhir al-Muhaddithin? No, he was not. Or Mufassirin, sorry, I don't remember one of them. Point is, Khatama can be used as best of, and it has been used in this way. Furthermore, Khatim al-Nabiyyin Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam himself said that after me, Nabiullah Isa will come. Laysa bayni wa baynahu nabiyyun ya'ni Isa. When he descends, recognize him. So, look, all of this, even a layman like me can answer. This is basic, simple stuff. Now you're saying, why don't you defend all 80 books? I have not even read all 80 books. Debate me on something you have learned and I have learned. Okay, I'm finished. Unless you would like to take an oath that Khalid in that ayah does not mean death. I would love that.
Is there anything else, Fred Haq, you want to say?
No, thank you.
Because I don't know, look, with all honesty, I did not want you to think that you did not get the chance to, express your feelings. Are you happy now?
May Allah bless you for letting me speak.
No, I'm saying that, look, if you want to take more time, please take.
It's fine.
Is it fair?
It is. No, it's not fair. If you would have given me time before when I requested it, would be fair. You make a point, I'll answer the point. You make the next point. Okay, good. No, you didn't. You make 20 points. Then say, okay, Bashir, I give you 2 minutes. Fred Haq, take 2 minutes. Only 2 minutes. What is this? This is not fair, brother. Yes, in the end, you did kind of make up for it. May Allah bless you for this. May Allah make you Ahmadi.
Can you forgive me? Can you forgive me for not being fair with you?
No, it's the sunnah. Yes, I forgive you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, so now I come back to my question that your caliph is saying that if belief of the companions was that Isa alayhi salam has gone alive to heaven, they would have mentioned and state this belief. Did he say this?
Sorry, could you quickly repeat?
Okay, instead of me repeating, I'll put on the screen again. Just give me 1 second. Can you see the screen now? Spread out?
It's loading. Yes, no.
Okay, so from the bottom, obviously I read the whole quote by the way before, but just to save the time, I'm gonna quote now second last line. Agar sahaba ka aqeeda ye hota, if the belief of the companions was such ke Isa alayhi salam asman pe zinda ja baithe hain, that Isa alayhi salam has gone to the skies alive, to kya Hazrat Umar ya inke hum khayal sahabi इस वाकया को अपने ख्याल की ताईद में पेश ना करते. He says that if belief of the companions was that Isa alayhi salam has gone to skies alive, they would have quoted this belief, they would have quoted this aqeeda in order to establish their point. Then he says, इनका हजरत मूसा के वाकया से इस्तदलाल करना. He says that they were quoting the event or the account of Musa alayhi salam, which we mentioned before, Musa going to Mount Sinai for 40 days. He said they were quoting that one, or is वाकया से इस्तदलाल ना करना, but they were not quoting the incident of Isa alayhi salam going alive to heaven. ये बताता है कि इनके ज़हन में हजरत ईसा के मुतालिक कोई ऐसा वाकया नहीं था. He says that this shows us that they did not have any such thing in their minds with regard to Isa alayhi salam. Now after quoting this, now let me state my question. Is your Khalifa saying that if Sahaba had this aqeeda, this belief that Isa alayhi salam has gone to heavens, they would have quoted this? Did he say this?
As far as I understood from the Urdu, yeah.
Okay. And do you all, so this is statement number 1, that if Sahaba have this belief that Isa has gone to skies alive, they would have quoted this. That is premise A. I am putting it as a premise A. Now premise B is, we both know, we have discussed for more than 1 hour that Sahaba, Umar Raziyallahu Ta'ala anhu, according to Mirza Ghulam Qadian, did say that Isa alayhi salam has gone alive to heaven. Agree?
Yeah, I believe it's Islamic job, but yes, he did say this. Yes, he did say this. He did say that.
Okay. So now let's join the premises to draw the logical, not my reading into that, okay, logical conclusion. If Sahaba have this belief that Isa has gone to skies alive, they would have quoted it. Premise B, Sahaba did quote this. Logical, necessary conclusion. Belief of Sahaba was that Isa has gone to skies alive. Now, my
Is it
brother spread hood. Let me complete. Inshallah, I'll give you. My point and my humble request is I have quoted two premises and one conclusion. I want you to deal with the premises. Obviously, if you break the premises, you have dealt with the conclusion anyways. Okay. So please deal with, are you going to contest or can you contest premise A or B or both?
Okay, so Umar radiallahu anhu said, as Isa went up, so did Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Correct? Correct?
Can I request you, brother spread hook, with all humbleness? Would you mind telling me, are you going to contest premise A or B or both?
Look, he said, if the Sahaba believed, they would have mentioned this. Okay, yes, of course.
No, what I'm saying is, let me say it again, brother, please. Are you going to contest premise A, premise B, or both?
What does contest mean?
Contest means that you challenge, you disagree.
I don't disagree with premise A.
Okay, wait, let's move on. So what was premise A, just to make sure?
That if the Sahaba believed Isa alayhi salam went up alive, then they would have mentioned this. Yes, they would have mentioned this.
Okay. So now, premise, agreeing with premise A, you agree with me on the premise A?
Yes, if they believe this, they would have mentioned this.
Okay, thank you. So agreeing with the premise A means that if Sahaba had the belief that Isa has gone to sky, they would have quoted this. Now I come to premise B. What was premise B, if you remember?
You said Umar radiallahu anhu quoted.
And Mirza Ghulam Qadiani said Abu Hurairah and some other companions were also agreeing with him.
Abu Hurairah believed Isa alayhi salam is alive, and Umar, I think, as he should.
Okay, and he said that kuch aur kam samajh sahaba, right?
Yes, I remember, yes.
Okay, now my point is, it means that you cannot challenge or refute premise B either. Agree?
I will answer that. But I don't think Abu Hurairah said
Let
that.
me, Habibi, look, I promise you that after this, whatever point you wanted to make, I'll give you full time. Let me complete this point first. So premise A, you said that you cannot challenge or refute. You agreed with premise A.
Yeah, I agree with premise A, yeah.
Okay, premise B, do you want to contest or challenge? Because the reason I'm saying this, you cannot contest or challenge premise B either. Why? Because I have given you the quotation and you agree with that yes, Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu and Mirza Ghulam Qadiani confirms that Abu Hurairah was of the same thought and some other, according to him, some Sahaba were of the same thought, that the Abu Hurairah, Umar and some other companions, they did have this thought and Umar did quote this. Agree?
Which thought that Isa alayhi salam is still living, yes?
No, not this one. Let me put on the screen. So inshallah, we can be very specific because these things should be very specific. Can you see my screen, brother?
Yes.
Okay. I will just quote at least one of them so we can be on the same page. So I read this one. उमर खत्ताब कहते थे, रूहानी खजाइन वॉल्यूम 15 पेज 581, उमर खत्ताब कहते थे कि जो शख्स ये कहेगा कि हजरत सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम फोत हो गए, उमर said that whoever will say that prophet has passed away, I will kill him with my sword. बल्कि वो आसमान पे उठाए गए हैं, rather he is raised to the skies, जैसा कि हजरत ईसा इब्ने मरियम उठाए गए थे, like the Jesus son of Mary was raised. Now, in order to make it more clear that जिंदा, okay, हजरत उमर इस ख्याल का तमाम दारोमदार हजरत मसीह, let me complete, brother. He says that हजरत उमर के इस ख्याल का दारोमदार हजरत मसीह के जिंदा उठाए जाने पे था. So the reason I quoted this one again, so premise B is according to Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, Sayyidina Umar raziyallahu ta'ala anhu is quoting that Isa alayhi salam is raised to heavens alive. Okay, can I answer this? I will give you full opportunity, but first tell me, what is your position with regard to premise B? Are you challenging, refuting, or are you agreeing?
I don't think this is what happened. I think this riwayat exists, yes, is weak, and Masih Maud alayhi salam is using this to refute you, and I'll show you how this refutes you. If Umar radiallahu anhu said this.
Wait, I got your point. Let me complete first, okay? Brother, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani is confirming. Listen very carefully. He confirmed this riwayah. He said that Umar did believe this, but he gave two reasons. Please listen very carefully. He said it was either because of own ijtihad, own reasoning of Umar, or he might have heard from the Christians around him. So what I'm trying to say is, brother, either from saying in clear terms that this riwayah is not authentic, Mirza did not say this, number one. Number two, he accepted the riwayah and he explained the riwayah. He said that actually the reason is Umar might have taken this either from his reasoning or from the Christians. He gave the reason. It means he's acknowledging that Umar was saying. And by the way, if you will further contest this point or challenge this point, I'll give you more proofs on this one. The Mirza Ghulam Qadiani believes that Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu had this belief.
Okay, so Muhammad.
So again, the question is premise B. Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu is quoting that Isa has gone to skies alive.
According to the Riwayat, yes.
According to Mirza Ghulam Qadiani.
Okay, can I answer this?
According to Mirza Ghulam Qadiani, yes.
Mirza Ghulam Ahmad alayhi salam uses Riwayat to refute you.
Mirza Ghulam Qadiani is telling us, brother Sapradak, look, let's be honest, okay? You know in your heart that this premise B is already established because Mirza Ghulam Qadiani is acknowledging. He said that Baz kam fahm sahaba. Okay, then he gave the reason. He said that it might have been their own reasoning, or it might have been they heard from the Christian. It means he's not challenging the fact. Listen very carefully. Let me complete, inshallah. Let me complete. Mirza Ghulam Qadiani is not challenging the fact that Sahaba believed this, but he's only giving us the explanation that why they believe this. Understand this point. So with regard to premise A, you agree with the premise A, that if Sahaba have this belief, they would have quoted. Premise B is Sahaba did quote it.
Okay,
so,
can I answer?
Yes, you can answer. I will give you 1 minute uninterrupted.
Yes. Thank you. As you read in Urdu, Umar radiallahu anhu said, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam went up, Jaise ke Isa alayhi salam. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, his jism, was it on the ground or did it fly up? Spiritual rafa'a we affirm as well. And according to the narration, Umar radiallahu anhu also affirmed spiritual rafa'a, not physical, for the body of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was on the ground, not in samawat. He said, Jaise ke Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam as Isa. Yes, just like Muhammad alayhi salam, the same way Isa alayhi salam exalted, was raised up. Both of them were not physically raised up. The body was literally on the ground in front of them. Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu kissed the dead body in front of them. So this is refuting you. Umar radiallahu anhu said this, okay, and this refutes you. He said, Jaise ke wo as Isa alayhi salam. Yeah. Sorry, other way around. Like Isa alayhi salam went up, so did Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Both of them did not physically go up. The body was on the ground. Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu kissed the body on the ground. I know, brother, it's very late. I have to, wake up for Fajr, and I have work tomorrow as well. So, Adnan Rashid, I would like to end with one thing, brother. If I offended you, if I was wrong.
Okay, no, I will give you the opportunity to talk to Adnan Rashid, bhai. So let me state in your presence, because I don't want you to think that I said something after you left.
Yeah.
There was one premise which I called premise A.
Yeah.
Your Khalifa, which is Muslim Ma'ud, the divinely appointed reformer for you. Okay. He said that if companions have this aqidah, this belief that Isa alayhi salam has gone to sky alive. Alive is the word in his quotation, and alive is the word in Mirza Ghulam Qadiani's quotation as well. Then he said, in the premise B was, we both know Mirza Ghulam Qadiani has acknowledged that Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu did quote that Isa alayhi salam has gone to sky alive. Okay, so now premise A and premise B, they necessitate a conclusion. What's the conclusion? The belief, aqidah of the companions was that Isa alayhi salam has gone to sky alive. Now, because you know very well, in our deductive argument, if you do not challenge the premises, you cannot avoid the conclusion. And everybody has seen, and I'm not saying that you have to say in my presence. No, when you go home, you can think again. Premise A and premise B, you cannot refute, because both of them are proven, established from your right, from the sources which are binding on you. After that, you cannot avoid the necessary conclusion. What is that? That the belief of companions was that Isa alayhi salam is raised to heavens alive. Okay?
The belief of Umar radiallahu anhu specifically before.
Okay, no problem. I'm happy to go with the. I'm happy to go to believe and to die with the belief of Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, because I have no problem in dying with that.
And was this physical or not?
Sorry?
Was this raising physical or not?
He said, Zinda asmanon mein uthaye gaye hain.
Jaise ke Isa, like this Muhammad. Was this physical?
No, wait. Let me. I will not say something with my own, mind. I will quote you what your prophet has said. Give me 1 second. I'll put it on the screen again. I don't want you to think that. Okay, this one. If you look at this one, हजरत उमर के इस ख्याल का दारोमदार हजरत मसीह के जिंदा उठाए जाने पर था, जिंदा उठाए जाने पे. ओके, और मालूम होता है कि बाज सहाबा, and you know from the Arabic language and Urdu as well, बाज can include up to at least 9. Okay, बाज सहाबा अपने इज्तिहाद से समझ बैठे थे what कि हजरत ईसा जिंदा आसमान पे चले गए हैं. मिर्जा गुलाम कादियानी says that some companions have believed or understood on the basis of their own reasoning, what? That Isa has gone to sky alive, zinda.
Yes. Yes, physically or spiritually.
Are we zinda physically or spiritually?
Brother, the reference you read in Urdu, he said, like Isa alayhi salam went up, so did Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Yes or no? Did you read this?
I did read.
Exactly. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, did he physically go up?
Habibi, clarify your point. You
My
asked me
point
the
is,
question.
my point is, according to
Habibi,
what you read,
sorry, let me finish. You asked me a question. Apparently, you wanted to apply the metaphorical, spiritual something. I have quoted you. Zinda asmano mein chalege.
Yes.
Zinda. Look, brother, look.
the
Even
Zinda means
those.
alive.
Habibi, wait. Zinda. Okay, if I quote Jism as well, then what will you agree then?
It can't be just. You just read the reference which refutes this.
No, I'm saying if I bring more evidence, which will use the word Jism, then.
Let's first stick to this evidence because it refutes you.
My brother, look. Because people are, Alhamdulillah, they are stick with this discussion. Okay, if people think, because at the end of the day, this is very natural. Okay, you want to think. Okay, it is natural that the point you are making was established, and I maybe want to think the same. Let's not make any judgment. I have given my evidence that Sayyidina Umar raziyallahu ta'ala anhu, after the death, this is the key point. After the death of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Umar raziyallahu ta'ala anhu had this belief that Isa alayhi salam has gone to skies alive and he will return back. I am more than happy if anybody wants to die and believe and agree with Umar, go for it. As far as myself is concerned, alhamdulillah, I am happy, I am content with die on the belief of Umar raziyallahu ta'ala anhu. Now, I don't want to reopen the discussion because if we reopen,
emphasize this one point again. You said Umar radiallahu anhu said about Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he went up just like Isa alayhi salam. One simple question: was the jism of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam on the ground or physically up in samawat?
Good point. Now listen this answer very carefully, okay? So you and people can understand this one. We are saying for the last 1.5 hours that as far as the statement or example Umar was giving, they were factual, they were correct. What were they? Musa gone to Mount Sinai and came back. Isa gone alive to sky and will come back. From this one, out of grief, out of love for Rasulullah, he was making a conclusion that same is the case. What is the case? That as Musa is going to come back, understand, Adnan said this point as well. But Habibi, let me finish. So the conclusion he was drawing, the Prophet has not died and he will come back in the same way as Musa came back and Isa will come back. We have both discussed, agreed at length that this was the wrong conclusion out of grief he was drawing, which was challenged, refuted, and clarified. As far as the examples are concerned, nobody challenged him. And secondly, we have established this one. Your Khalifa said, if belief of the companions was that Isa has gone to sky alive, they would have quoted. Alhamdulillah, we have proved. They did quote this. Our case is proven. And secondly, you wanted to take, you said before that take an oath. No problem. I take an oath that Khala, according to this ayah, Khala of all prophet happened.
Thank you.
According to this ayah, Khala.
Thank you.
Khala of all prophet happened. So what is your point now? I took the oath.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I asked Adnan Rashid because he has a different opinion. Adnan Rashid, could you, if you're man enough, could you
wait. Let's finish. Habibi. If you want to say any last thing, more than welcome. I give you
I want to ask
1 minute. 1 minute. Okay, uninterrupted. If you want to say, we'll close the topic and then we can move on to Adnan Bhai. Yes.
Okay, about this topic quickly once again. According to the riwayat, which is weak, yes, it is in our books as well to refute you, but yes, the riwayat exists, but the stronger one is only about Musa alayhi salam. But okay, the Isa riwayat alayhi salam refutes you for yes, zinda asman pe uthai gaye the. He was raised up to the heavens alive is what it says. The same way Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam has been raised up alive is what it says. Both of them were not physically raised up alive. It says this. I'll give you this. It says zinda taygit. It does not say physically. Rather, it refutes the physicality of the exaltation of Isa alayhi salam by saying, like Isa, so did Muhammad, and it is explicit that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam did not physically go up, as Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu on the ground kissed his body. Okay, so this was about that topic. We can.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, yeah. Okay, you want to say something? Okay, yes. Yeah. One thing. Adnan, you want to say something?
Yes, I do. Few things. Firstly, there are two examples. Musa went alive physically to the mountain. So that's one example. And Isa alayhi salam also went physically to the heavens. So why is this guy focusing on the example of Isa alayhi salam, right? There is the example of Musa alayhi salam also, that he actually went physically to the mountain and came back, right? So both examples are there, and Omar used both examples. Now you're saying it's daif. Now you are actually disowning Mirza. Mirza is the one who used this example. When you claim it's daif, you are disowning Mirza. You are Hakam and Adal. When it comes to other parts of Hadith, you make him Hakam and Adal. When it goes against your position, suddenly the reports become weak. How can the reports be weak when your Prophet is actually endorsing it? He is the one using this example.
Refute
So
you.
stop. No. To refute you what? But he's using it. He's using it as a fact.
We believe in it.
He's-
Yes. It's
Yeah,
known as
yeah. So there you go.
Islam.
So stop saying it's daif. Stop saying, don't, because this doesn't work. It is not daif for you, for the Ahmadis, for the Qadianis, because your Hakam and Adal used it. So that means you cannot run away from it.
As
You
a
cannot
Islamic
wash
jihad.
your hands of it. Okay. So that's it. So that's my response.
That's
There are
what-
other things. There are many other things you said, but I forgot. I don't know what to say. Yeah. So with
Okay,
regards to
Adnan bhai,
Yeah.
because you mentioned this one, I wanted to show people the reference. So this is Ruhani Khazain, volume number 8, page number 68. Mirza Ghulam Qadiani says, ये वही मूसा मर्द खुदा है. This is the man Moses, जिसकी निस्बत कुरान में इशारा है, about whom there's an indication in the Quran कि वो जिंदा है, that he is alive. और हम पे फर्ज हो गया कि हम इस बात पे ईमान लाएं कि वो जिंदा आसमान में मौजूद है. And it is compulsory upon us to believe that Moses or Musa is alive in the heaven, और वो मुर्दों में से नहीं है, and is not from the dead. Okay, one reference. And secondly, Ruhani Khazain, volume 7,
Can you read
page
the next page,
221.
by the way?
Let me complete. Ruhani Khazain, volume 7,
Okay.
page 221. Mirza says, listen this very carefully. Kalimullah ki hayat to nasse Quran se sabit hai. He says that life of Moses, Isa alayhi salam, Kalimullah, is established from the nas, from the evidence of the Quran. क्या तो अल्लाह का ये फरमान, don't you read this saying of Allah कि तू इसकी मुलाकात के बारे में शक ना कर. Surah Sajda ayah 24, Mirza says, don't you read this ayah of the Quran that do not doubt in that meeting? And then he says, और तू जानता है, and you know this, कि ये आयत मूसा के बारे में उतरी है, that this ayah is revealed about Moses. बस ये मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम की जिंदगी पर एक वाज़े दलील है. He says that this is a clear proof on the life of Musa अलैहिस्सलाम, क्योंकि वो आप सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम से मिले थे, because he met with the messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. और listen very carefully, मुर्दे जिंदों से नहीं मिलते, and dead do not meet the alive. और इस किस्म की आयात तो ईसा अलैहिस्सलाम की शान में नहीं पाएगा, and you will not find any of such reference with regard to Jesus. जी अदनान, but this was something you quoted before.
But Mirza was such. I'm going to keep my words to myself. Mirza was so naive that he had no idea that this same argument can be used for Isa alayhi salam. He's using the example of the Prophet meeting Musa alayhi salam in the heavens to prove that Musa alayhi salam is alive according to the Quran. Okay. By the way, not many Qadianis, actually the majority, the overwhelming majority, don't know that Mirza Qadiani wrote this and he had this belief. Right
Can you read the
now,
next page as well?
using the same logic,
Context.
did the Prophet meet Musa only, or he met Isa also?
He met Isa also. Isa alayhi
Wait.
salam.
Don't get excited. Don't get excited. I don't know, something happens to you when I start talking. Something happens to you. Maybe you love me too much, brother.
You know,
Okay.
I have like a
Yeah.
passion for refuting these.
Wait. Yeah, control your passion and speak in your turn. Okay.
Inshallah.
So yeah, please. Okay. So if Mirza is using this as an example to prove that Musa is alive because he met the Prophet in the heavens, right? What does this prove actually? This proves Mirza's narrative on Miraj, Isra wal Miraj, wrong. Okay, because the Prophet is meeting Musa alayhi salam physically. Mirza approves that. Mirza confirms that. Also, the Prophet also met Isa alayhi salam. If that's the case, then that by that virtue, Isa is also alive in the heaven, because the Prophet not only met Musa, he also met Isa alayhi salam. So again, Mirza, if he was actually paying attention what he was writing, he would realize how many times he contradicted himself. On top of that, it seems that Mirza Bashiruddin was not reading the writings of his own father, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him. If he was reading his father's writings, would he have written what he wrote? That if the Sahaba had this belief, they would have stated it. But his own father confirms in his writings that the Sahaba did have this belief. So if Mirza Bashiruddin had read his father's writings, he would have never said this. But clearly Mirza Bashiruddin did not read his father's writings. He didn't read his father's books. And I'm sure why. because he didn't deem them worthy enough to read. Because like myself, you know, Razi keeps talking about it. Adnan Rashid has not read a book of Mirza. His own son is not reading his father's books, right? Why would Adnan Rashid, who doesn't believe in him and consider him to be a disbeliever, why would I read? I know enough, alhamdulillah, to know that Mirza was definitely a liar and one of the Dajjals. Okay, so I don't have any doubts, and that's why I'm trying to help people like you, my brother, my young brother, spread haqq. Okay, may Allah spread the haqq through you. Okay, I have nothing personal against you. You're like my son. You're as old as my son, and sometimes when my son gets out of his line, I put him right as well. Okay, so if I was being harsh with you, so consider it fatherly love, fatherly compassion. Okay, sometimes people who are older than you, sometimes when they rebuke you, when they are harsh with you, it's not necessarily because they hate you. I don't hate you. I don't know you. I've never met with you. I don't know you personally. So it's just because the way you were engaging with me, I got going the way I did. So there's no hard feelings. Okay, there's nothing personal. It's all for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So don't take it the wrong way, please.